I'm gonna ask a question and I know all you weebs are gonna have an answer. What's your favorite anime bath scene of all time? Surely you have one, everyone does, right? See me, I gotta think all the way back to 1994. Street Fighter II, the anime. First off, it blew my mind that there even was a Street Fighter II Japanimation cartoon. An actually well done one, not like that terrible American Street Fighter cartoon.
Looks more like dancing than street fighting.
Maybe a topic for another video. It's so bad. But not only was the Japanese Street Fighter II of a higher quality, it also had the same thing that got me to watch with the advisement of TV Guide, movies like The Dentist and Strange Days, which actually was a really good sci-fi film ahead of its time and somewhat prophetic. But that's besides the point, because the thing that got me to watch those movies, and Street Fighter II the anime, was boobies. Chun-Li in the shower all muscled up and wet, watching those boobies. Truly an all-time classic. But this scene is but one of many documented throughout the great storied history of Japanese animation. And you can see them all on a little something called the Anime Bath Scene Wiki, which for years has been curated by a single person with a laser focus on this very specific type of anime scene. What happens when this person's life's work winds up embarrassing the members of r/anime in front of the rest of Reddit on r/all? Find out in today's episode of Tales from the Internet. This video is sponsored by Lester. When I shop for stuff on Amazon, I tend to waste a lot of time comparing different products, reviews, prices, specs, and whatnot. Because I want to be sure that I'm buying the thing that's the best, and I want to be sure that I'm getting the best deal possible on it. And even after I spend hours doing this, I'm not necessarily confident that I got the best deal. So Lester had me try their free browser extension that helps with that. Say I wanted to look for a new laptop. I'm very hesitant to trust the reviews on Amazon because it seems like everything has an almost perfect score and sometimes those reviews are paid for. So with Luster, it'll show me options ranked by quality based on reviews from sources I trust, like Tom's Hardware or PC Mag. And depending on what your budget is, you can check different tiers of price points and compare to what other sites are selling it for. But basically, whenever I shop for electronics, I go through this process manually and it takes me hours. So click the link in my description to install Luster on your browser. It's free. A lot of the world's knowledge is built on the backs of people who've dedicated their lives to a singular focus. In ancient times, you've had a guy whose mission was something like write down every type of bird. You'd have someone like Gregor Mendel dedicating his life to the inherited traits of pea pods. But by now, we basically know all the birds. We know what pea pods do. So then what's left for someone whose brain is wired that way, a modern day Gregor Mendel, but to document every single bathing scene that has ever been in an anime? Enter the Anime Bath Scene Wiki. Welcome to the Anime Bath Scene Wiki. 4,046 articles and growing. The Anime Bath Scene Wiki is a collective database archiving bathing scenes from anime, manga, and other related media and showing the various elements involving them. We will contain spoilers on the material covered. Please also note, this is not a pornographic site, and even though there may be suggestive content, it is not the main focus or intent. And this is a pretty extensive database. Basically, any anime I could think of was represented on the wiki with an article about all of its bathing scenes. For the sake of this video, let's just take a look at Inuyasha, which has several baths throughout the manga, anime, movies, and even the trading card game. And you can take an even closer look on articles written about baths taken by specific characters. Let's go with Kagome. In her article, we can see a profile card that contains how many baths she's taken, where she's taken them, who she's taken them with, and what accessories she used while bathing. Shampoo and towel. Seems reasonable. Oh, and we can click on shampoo and see every single time there's been shampoo in a bathing scene in an anime. And as the article points out, this isn't to be confused with the character shampoo from the anime Ranma 1/2. See also, soap, shampoo hat, females who have had shampoo in their hair, males who have had shampoo in their hair. Going back to Kagome's article, not only is every single bath occurrence in the series documented, but it also contains a description, dialogue, and trivia about the bathing scene. What kind of trivia could a bathing scene possibly have? Let's take a look. This is the only time in the series where Kagome takes a cold bath. Also, the only time where Kagome swims underwater. Kagome's mention of hot baths not existing yet gets contradicted later on in the series, as she finds hot springs to bathe in as well as other forms of hot baths. This is the only time in the series where Kagome, or anyone, has bathed twice in the same episode. There is an error during the second bath scene. Kagome is seen soaking in the bathtub first, then washing outside the bath second, which is wrong since during a typical Japanese bath, they wash outside the bath first and get in the tub second. Hope someone got fired over that blunder. I could go through the wiki and do this with just about any anime you can think of, to the point where I almost want to do an Angel Fire Adventures type stream for this, but that would be such a minefield that it would almost guarantee I get banned from Twitch. Clearly, this is not just the case of a person sitting down and watching all the episodes and writing down the bath scenes as they come, but rather a person who throughout the years has accumulated an encyclopedic knowledge of every bathing scene in every anime, to the point where they can just mentally cross-check these scenes for inconsistencies. And I know what you're thinking. What if you don't want to look at the anime bath scenes for the sake of a single character or a single series? You want to go back in time to a specific era for the nostalgia of the bath scene. You want to relive a moment in time. Well, not only does the anime bath scene wiki greet you every time you visit it with a list of all of the anime bath scenes that debuted this day several years ago, but it also allows you to view the bath scenes by year. Let's go back to 1993, a great year for anime titties. We got the likes of Ninja Scroll, Fatal Fury 2, and the continuation of Tenchi Muyo. Oh, and we also get a few things that have nothing to do with anime or just more general bath scenes, like Ivo Robotnik has a bath scene in Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog episode 40. Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman episode 11. Lois Lane takes a bubble bath in a honeymoon suite. And in fact, this site is a smaller part of a network of sites that documents all different kinds of baths, including the now deleted video game bathing wiki, and the anime Clawfoot Tubs blog, which specializes even more specifically in anime bathing scenes with just clawfoot tubs. So what kind of person possesses such encyclopedic knowledge of anime bath scenes, and how does such a project come to be? Introducing the wiki's owner and sole editor, Watermaiden15, aka Clawfoot Queen. According to her personal page on the wiki, they grew up watching anime in the 90s, where they noticed that almost every single anime had at least one bath scene. So they started documenting them on a free website that they eventually lost the password to, before finding the wiki was the perfect site for this sort of project. Eventually their blogger account was deleted, losing a lot of their content that wasn't on the wiki, and then Wikia also deleted the wiki for being a fetish wiki, forcing them to fund the current wiki out of pocket. But is this actually a fetish wiki? In my opinion, I wouldn't consider it a fetish wiki, since most of the site is focused not on any sexual aspects of the baths, but simply on cataloging them all and describing their circumstances. But after the wiki started getting more attention, Watermaiden15 had an AMA on their subreddit r/anime baths. And someone asked about the fetish thing. Would you describe your love of baths as a fetish or a hobby? Both. The act of bathing is a beautiful thing to watch, and pretty much a work of art. They were also asked why they were specifically interested in clawfoot bathtubs. Clawfoot bathtubs are very appealing because of their unique design and comfortable shape. The forelegs elevate the tub so it feels more like you're sitting in a chair or couch, rather than built-in tubs which make you feel like you're sitting on the floor. It has a very elegant design, and because they aren't too common in Japanese media, it is a huge excitement to see them acknowledged in anime and manga. How do you do it? Do you have a system? I have a folder filled with many other folders, each by a series name that contains all bathing related images and info in them. I have a 2015 folder which holds all recent bathing scene images, which is a to-do list of what to put up. Once they are put up, they go into the main archive folder under their series name. There are tons of caps I still haven't uploaded yet. My screen cap folder is around 20 gigabytes. Other revelations from the AMA include the fact that they maintain a day job while doing this and going to school, and in addition, they don't actually take baths that often. Instead, they choose the shower because they'd rather keep the baths for special occasions. Although admittedly, if they had a clawfoot tub, they would be taking baths in that tub every day. This AMA, however, was far from Watermaiden's most famous Reddit moment. That honor would be reserved for a post made on January 1st of 2015, ringing in the new year with the top 10 anime bathing scenes of 2014. This post would become famous not just for how out of left field the topic was, but also because of the elaborate descriptions of each of these bathing scenes. Some of them were so over the top that people just assumed this was satire. I'm not going to read them all to you, but here are some choice award speeches. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure manages to make it high up on the bathing scene ranking for another year, as Lisa's bathtub scene easily made it to the top of 2013's bath scenes. In this scene, Anne runs off by herself on an abandoned ship and decides to take a shower. The scene was very brief and quick in the manga, but the anime improved this scene in every way, like they have done with previous scenes. The shower poses Anna does in the anime are drawn perfectly, making this finely crafted fan service, while the danger felt when she is cornered by the ape known as Forver. This version of the scene was easily better than the source material. After a universally hated second season, Infinite Stratos pulled out a nice OVA this year and easily spawned the greatest bath scene in the franchise so far. Here we see Cecilia Alcott in a virtual fantasy world where Ishika is her servant and has him bathe her. It's great to see that she has great taste in bathtubs, as the tub she has in her mansion is a nice clawfoot slipper bathtub, a type of tub that anime can never have enough of, and surprisingly doesn't appear as much in anime as one might think. The highlight of the scene is when she stands up in the tub and Ishika watches her body. An amazing shot of the bathroom in bathtub shape is shown when he starts to wash her butt and grabs onto it. While Suicide no Gargantia is an extremely beautiful series, the biggest disappointment about it was the lack of any bath scenes. The problem was fixed in the new OVA sequel that has everyone in the baths of the Gargantia. Despite the bath looking very dirty, this anime manages to make that grime look great. The fan service is fantastic in this scene, as many firmly drawn buttocks of the random females appear in the background under showers and washing themselves. The highlight of this scene that truly captivates its beauty is when Bellows is seen lifting her leg up and getting into the bath. No matter what, that is always a fantastic action that more animes need to capture. There's a struggle that anime fans often have to contend with. The most self-aware members of the community recognize that other people who aren't anime fans, generally see the anime subculture as being full of degenerate weirdos. And as much as a lot of these anime fans would like to show these people some of the fantastic works of art that have been put out throughout the years, this kind of stuff just tends to bubble to the surface. The top voted post put it best. We should upvote this to the top of r/all so people think we're even weirder. And that's exactly what happened. r/all reporting in, what the fuck is wrong with you people? The arrival of r/all prompted all kinds of discourse between the anime fans and the non-anime fans. For example, a number of people were uncomfortable with the fact that many of the award-winning scenes involved underage characters, or that one of them involved an incestuous rape scene. And of course, there's the fact that many of the people commenting on the post were discovering for the first time, as many of you are right now, that there exists a massive wiki dedicated entirely to just anime bath scenes. So the r/all people are coming in like, hey, is this what you people do all day? To which they'd have to point out, no, just the one person. A top 10 of lettuces would be nice too. Lettuce is really more of a Western thing, so I'm going to assume you meant cabbages, in which case, it's been done. Cabbages in anime can be used to measure the quality of the art. Looking at that post, I actually do think there is some validity to this. There are also those who wanted to debate the contents of the list, including a number of posts where people felt that their favorite series were snubbed. To which Watermaiden responded, Trinity 7 had good bathing scenes, but nothing spectacular enough to stand out. Prisma Ilya Tue almost made it, and I personally didn't find any of Blade Dance's scenes that great, and was disappointed with what little bathing scenes it put out. Some of the members of r/anime lamented that this post was part of a larger decline of the subreddit. They noted an increase in not safe for work content and felt that it was causing the subreddit as a whole to just get worse. Some people were taking issue with that and suggested splintering off the subreddit into other NSFW ones, while others thought that kind of content was fine. And ultimately it became part of commonly repeated Reddit lore that it was this thread that got r/anime banned from r/all. And it is true that the subreddit stopped appearing on r/all around this time. However, it would be revealed by mods a month later this wasn't actually the case. Missy Pie, is it true that the best bath scene of 2014 thread got us banned from r/all? Is that even possible, and if so, is r/anime banned? Or did the mod team remove r/anime? This rumor has been going around for a while, and there was never any public statement on this issue. It wasn't that particular thread, but yes, we're removed, not banned. We chose to remove r/anime because of the constant linking to subreddit drama we were getting. I don't know what that face is. So rather than continually being the laughing stock of Reddit, r/anime simply opted to hide in the darkness, at least as much as such a large subreddit can. The real test would come several months later when Watermaiden starts taking nominees for the best bathing scenes of 2015, a post which eventually gets taken down by a mod. This has been removed for now. We're discussing whether or not we want this here. You caused a huge shitstorm and headache for us last time with something similar to this, and we're unsure if we want that same headache this time around. The comment by the mod was downvoted, and the other users argued that now that r/anime was taken out of r/all, you wouldn't have the same problem. So finally, the new year comes, and Watermaiden posts the new list. It was removed almost immediately. But not necessarily because of the infamy of the bathing thread, but rather in the time since r/anime had gotten stricter about NSFW content. It was allowed to be reposted by a user named Debritian only after they went through and censored every single image. And once again, this was a massively upvoted post, and much of the same discourse happened in the thread. People bothered by the idea, people who thought it was funny, people who had their favorite scenes that they felt should have been included, but it just didn't match the shit show of the year before. And without the judging eyes of the rest of Reddit, how could it? As the top voted comment put it, I mean, the mods can't remove this from r/all twice. And in the years following, the list would not get posted to r/anime. Instead, Watermaiden opted to post it to their own anime bath subreddit. And to this day, the anime bath scenes wiki continues to be expanded on, each day boggling the minds of the people who are learning for the first time that it exists. Anyway, that's all for now. If you like this video, you'll also like my video about the rise and fall of r/cursed images. I'm out.
I may not be able to fly, but I can levitate. It's ripping me to nothing.